Hi, and welcome back to another Amazon selling video. If you're new to my channel, my name is Nikki Kirk, and I've been selling on Amazon doing retail arbitrage for 5 years now. And I'm currently in Oklahoma, where we bought some land, and that behind me is a gravel pad happening, but pretty soon, hopefully in 2 or 3 months, it is going to be my future workshop where I can pack all my Amazon shipments, record these videos, have a nice background, all that stuff. Super excited. So I thought it'd be fun to kind of show like right now what it looks like. Nothing, but hopefully soon there will be a warehouse there. So in this week's video, I thought I would take a look back at my very first couple weeks of selling and walk you through my first month of shipments, showing you what I sold and kind of the eclectic mix of where I found it. And now that I've sold it and looking back on it, tell you some of the errors and fun things that happened with that shipment to hopefully inspire you, if you are new, of what to look for or just how things shake out when you're starting selling on Amazon. So how I got started, and maybe you can relate, is I got started pretty much when we left in June to travel the country in the RV. I knew I was going to be selling on Amazon. I had already purchased a training. However, I really was dragging my feet because up until this point I had worked, 12 or 13 years full-time working. And so I was just kind of enjoying that I had saved up enough money and could take a couple months off to figure out what I wanted to do. So I did take a couple months off, and it took me about 2 months to go through the training, which really probably could have been done in 2 or 3 days. So at that point, I had started scanning in July, and by August, I was sending in my first shipment. So now fast forward 5 years later, I actually have my own training, beginner FBA, to help new sellers get started. And I released it last year and I updated it just recently this month. It's now fully updated for 2022, including 16 trainings. And if you are used to my YouTube videos, I don't really have any fluff. I'm not rattling off long things. I'm just getting to the point, which is exactly what that course is. So it walks you through step by step everything from how to set up your Amazon selling account to how to source, what to look for, tools you're going to need, tools that'll help you out along the way, how to run business reports, how to see what's selling, all of that kind of stuff all the way through the end. So it's really meant for like your first 6 months of selling, but it comes with this really awesome community of sellers who are both experienced and getting started just like you. It's friendly, helpful, and you can pop in there anytime and ask any questions, and I'm there to help answer them. So that's available to you. It's lifetime access as long as you need it. So you can be in the group, for the first 3 months, the first year, the first 5 years, however long you want to be a part of the community, you are welcome. So grab that course at beginnerfba.com if you want my help getting started selling on Amazon. So like I mentioned, I did the course in July or finished it by July. And then in August, I was scanning stuff, not really purchasing anything, kind of second guessing everything. Is this good enough? Is this going to work? So if you are doing that as a new seller, it's totally normal. But by August 17th, I had my first shipment up and ready to go. So altogether, it ended up being 25 items, which is a pretty good size first shipment. You want as many items as you can, just so that you don't pay a whole lot in shipping, eating up all the profits that you found. So as soon as you have a decent size that you're comfortable with, go ahead and send that in as your first shipment. So here's mine. So 25 units broken up into 3 different shipments because I didn't have inventory placement turned on, and I actually never have. If you're not familiar with inventory placement, it's a service where you can pay Amazon an extra fee per item to hopefully pack your stuff into fewer shipments. Now, the thing that you have to realize is, you'll see a lot of my stuff is oversized. That was going to go to its own warehouse anyways. So I would still be sending 2 different shipments. Only now I'm going to have to pay more money on top of it. I'm not 100% sure on the fee, but it is an extra fee per item to do this. And it might still break up your shipment. So just know that. But if you ever do need it, you want inventory placement. If you have 50 things going to 5 different warehouses and you're like, this is crazy, look if they are oversized or shoes. Those are always going to go to their own warehouse. But if it's just everyday items that you don't see an issue, you can go ahead and turn inventory placement on in your FBA settings, and then it will hopefully consolidate it. All that to say, I did not ever have inventory placement on. So 25 units went to 3 different warehouses. So let's break down and take a look. So shipment 1 was 19 units total, and it just consisted of these 6 items. So these odor eaters and this toilet bowl cleaner I found in the Walmart clearance aisle. I highly recommend scanning the Walmart clearance aisle when you're starting. Literally scan everything on it. It just gives you an idea of what to look for, and we'll get into why it was a great thing that I did in just a bit. These 2 Wonder Woman makeup bags I actually got at CVS or Walgreens. I can't remember exactly which one it was, but I remember that's where I got them at. It was a drugstore, which is kind of interesting because I couldn't sell any, brands, toy brands like that. So these were just, I was able to sell them even though I was gated probably in Mattel or whoever makes Wonder Woman. Anyways, besides the point, if you can sell it, you can sell it. So go ahead and send it in. These 2 items, this was a PC game and this was a JanSport backpack. Those I got from a local mom and pop liquidation center. So altogether, I had these items and they were all sourced at 3 different places. So I sent in 6 odor readers, 5 of the toilet bowl cleaner, 2 Wonder Woman makeup bags, 1 of the other Wonder Woman, 1 PC game, and 4 backpacks. So a lot of times people are wondering if you only find 1 of something, is it worth it? And if it's worth it for you. So if the profit's there, and it's worth it just to list the 1 item. You don't have to have multiple. Then in shipment 2, I had these Walmart dolls that I got on clearance and these accordion Minions sunshade. So those went to 1 shipment. Again, these were Walmart clearance items and just 1 of each went in that shipment. Now this Minions shade was pretty long. You know how long car shades are. So, and the doll is probably, I don't know, 24 inches tall. Shipment 2 also included this Guitar Hero PlayStation game, and I do remember that they were just in the area around electronics, like in the middle there, and 1 of them had like a dent or something was wrong with the box, so I could only get 1 even though they had 2 there. But I mean, it was pretty decent size item, so I'm excited that I got it. And it's kind of like, this is what I mean. I was literally scanning everything. I could tell you right now that a lot of this stuff I probably wouldn't scan anymore. But in the beginning, you got to scan everything. And then shipment 3 had 1 doll and 1 Minions shade. And at this point, I was recycling boxes. So I was going to grocery stores, calling Trader Joe's, asking them to save them. I hadn't bought any boxes for a while. I was trying to just recycle because you can recycle boxes with FBA. So that's what I was doing. Okay, so if you remember, I said that I was kind of dragging my feet sending in that first shipment. But what happens once you sent your first shipment in, you kind of break through that fear of the unknown. You're not sure what you're doing. And boom, you are off and running. So August 17th was shipment 1. Right around the corner, August 21st, I sent in a whole nother shipment. So I don't totally remember exactly where I was or what I was doing. I know my first shipment I sourced in Utah, but now I'm like up and running and ready to go. So let me tell you about shipment number 2. This one had a variety of items, 26 items total, and you can see I had my first replenishable. So what happened in my first shipment is I found those odor eaters in the Walmart clearance aisle. They were not supposed to be there. For whatever reason, that specific Walmart didn't want to take the time to put them in their planogram of their regular aisle where those kind of odor eater insoles go, so they just put them on the clearance. That was a huge win for me because I found them in the clearance. I can guarantee you I never would have scanned them in the regular aisle. However, now that I knew about them, I was literally grabbing them all over. So I replened, my first replen I found on my very first shipment. That's one key takeaway I hope you take from this video is just because I found it on the clearance at 1 Walmart, every Walmart store level has the ability to put whatever they want on clearance. So just because it was on clearance, I'm now looking for it on regular shelf everywhere else, which is what I did. So just take that away. Just because you find it on clearance, you might be able to find it at other stores or on regular shelves at other Walmarts. So anyways, now I had this Beaten Path book, which is a book that I had in the RV. So I was scanning stuff around the RV as you do in your learning or your house if you don't live in an RV. So I had bought this for the travel and I didn't really need it. So I went ahead and I sent it into Amazon to sell it. Similarly, this is like a camera caddy thing that my roommate had purchased, so it was brand new, and we saw it was selling for like $150 on Amazon, so we were like, heck yeah, let's send it in. These water babies, I'm pretty sure those were Walmart clearance. A mouse I got at Big Lots. This noodle I got at Big Lots. These petty eggs, I got those at Sally's Beauty, and I don't know if they didn't have As Seen on TV then, or I just didn't know. I wouldn't sell them now because As Seen on TV is IP alert. Like they will probably send you an IP, but I was selling a lot of these, so beginner's luck, or they didn't have it at the time. I'm not sure. But I got those at Sally's Beauty, and then a shilling horse and rider. I can't remember where I got him. Could have been Tuesday morning, could have been Walmart. Just a couple days later, I've got another shipment going out. So on August 23rd was my 3rd shipment. Honestly, I don't know what I was doing. I was probably just so excited. I probably should have held some for make it all in one shipment, but I didn't know. So anyways, I'm sending them out. I don't care. I'm just sending as much stuff as I can so that I can feed the beast and make more money back and go buy more stuff. So August 23rd, Again, I'm on the Walmart clearance aisle for pretty much all of this, I believe. I had scanned the power tools, so I had this screwdriver. These mattress pads were from Walmart. They were one of the bulkier things that I'd ever sent in. I got another clearance. This is just a craft mat. Of course, we've got our odor eaters, some golf balls, and then again, we're in August, so technically summer's still going strong. However, Walmart's getting ready for back to school and getting ready for their fall stuff. So all these swimwears were on clearance, so I scanned them and they sold. And then I also had some battery packs that I sent in for power tools. So all of this was completely random clearance stuff, but they fit my rank guidelines and they made $5 profit, so I was sending them in. It's funny to note that there's a couple of things, like I don't think I could sell those Minion accordions. I'm gated in automotive, so I could sell them at the time, but I don't think I could sell them again if I found them. Same with swimways. I believe I'm gated in swimways now. So things happen all the time and things change, but I could sell it. If you can sell it, sell it. If things change, they change, but if it's letting you sell it, go ahead and sell it. If you want my free rank guideline of guidelines to stick within when you're starting out, just to make sure that you'll know that that's a rank that's going to sell, you can get it for free when you go to my email list and sign up for my email. It's delivered right over to you. The link is below. It's a helpful tool for you when you're sourcing to know what to buy and what to look for. August 24th, again, we got another back-to-back shipment. Why didn't I hold them? I have no idea. I know we were on the move a lot, so it could have been I was just trying to get them out before we moved to the next place, but I'm not 100% sure. So again, we have these Lexars. I got these from Big Lots. This Walmart fishing princess thing, that was from Walmart clearance aisle. And then, of course, more insoles. I sent in 12 insoles with that order. And I think around this time we were getting into Ohio, because I remember going around all of Ohio's Walmarts, literally at the city. I think we were in Cleveland, grabbing all the insoles. Literally, we would stop. I would run in the store, grab them, and we would take off to the next one. You gotta do what you gotta do. So August 29th, my next shipment, this was just a random scan when I was at Trader Joe's. These Trader Joe's bags. These are those insulated, like refrigeratable, whatever you call it, picnic bags. So those were selling. So of course I bought them. I sent in 5 with that shipment. And then shipment number 6, my last shipment in the month of August. So as you can see, I was off and running. Took me a while to get started, but then I was all in. So now at this point, I'm also sourcing Toys R Us. And I can't sell any toy. Like, I can sell some toys, just like you can probably sell some toys. But I couldn't sell big brand like Lego or Marvel or Disney or Hot Wheels, Barbie, any of that. I was gated. But there were some toys that I could sell. So these are some toys that I found at Toys R Us. So these chubby puppies, which I don't know if they're still a thing. These little lives, these little mouse things, those were selling really great. And the cool thing is that I also was finding them at TJ Maxx and Ross. So that's what I'm talking about. Whenever you find something one place, go ahead and look for it everywhere. These little lives, when they get hard to find, like if they're the older generation, they go for a lot of money. So that's something to still watch out for. I still am scanning them when I'm outsourcing. Again, I've got more insoles going in, and then these 2 Walmart branded Ozark, whatever, tumblers. Those were, again, on the clearance aisle. So much of my stuff was the clearance aisle, plus branching out into other stores. So I've got CVS, Sally's I was sourcing, local discount stores, because if you can get it cheaper, obviously you're going to make more money. You could even probably sell it regular MSRP and make money if you're able to get it cheap enough, like at a discount or liquidation store. Anything I found, I was using that as a branch lead to lead me to other things. And you also see I was just scanning stuff around the house, scanning stuff when I was already at the grocery store. So just scan. Scan as much as you can as a new seller. Scan everything. The best place to start is in your house. You don't have to sell it, but it helps you know, like, hey, is this something to look for? Is this brand hot? Is it not? All that kind of stuff. You learn a lot. Okay, so how did all that stuff work out and how did it do? So those 2 makeup bags were a complete dud. I think what happened was they must have just sold when I scanned them, so the rank was low. But I wasn't using Keepa, and I didn't think I knew how to use Keepa at the time. So I didn't see that the ranks are normally up in the 500,000s in beauty, which is pretty high rank in beauty. So those were a huge dud and shouldn't have bought them. But you know, you learn. Also, those veggie pillars that I got from Big Lots, that was another dud. I should not have bought them. I think the same thing happened. I wasn't using Keepa, so I didn't really check the history or the ranks. But those didn't sell. I think I actually ended up getting some back, like having them returned to me and taking them to Goodwill after a couple months. So that was a dud. Shipment 2, that cam caddy that we sent in, it did sell, and then they returned it. And it was all damaged. So we ended up just keeping it. I think we've now gotten rid of it, but it was kind of like defeating. I'm pretty sure that was my first return, and it was like, "What the heck?" Like, they opened it, it looks like they took it all out. Ugh. Anyways, returns happen, and they are frustrating when you first start, but especially when it was a big ticket item like that. Luckily, it was just something from the house, and it wasn't something I had spent, my limited money on to buy. Shipment number 4, those fishing things, that was a dud. Probably shouldn't have bought those. And the Trader Joe's stuff actually turned out well. Those all sold. I think they're hard to find, if not impossible to find anymore, but it did turn me on to scanning inside Trader Joe's, which I still do today. And then, like I mentioned, those Toys R Us toys, they led me to the whole brand. So I was scanning all the chubby puppies. I eventually sold a lot of those chubby puppies and the little lives for probably a year, year and a half. So those were great leads that I found within my first couple of weeks. Now remember, this whole time I was gated in everything. I couldn't sell grocery, I couldn't sell beauty, I couldn't sell OTC, couldn't sell, big toy brands. I was gated in everything, probably a lot like you are. In fact, new sellers right now I think are gated in less things than I was at the time. But if you need help getting ungated, I do have guides that walk you through step by step. They come with an awesome community who can help you both getting ungating and your whole Amazon journey after that. So definitely check those out if you want my help with those. But that is my first shipments, first couple weeks. I don't know why I kept sending them in every other day, but whatever. I was sending in stuff and I was off and running, and it has been such a great experience. I'm so happy to be able to tell you guys about it, because hopefully it can inspire you, because this Amazon thing does work if you're willing to put in the time and money and energy to do it and make it go. It's not get rich. It's not get rich overnight, but it does work if you want to build this business for yourself. If you want my help getting started, I have the beginner FBA course. If you want to know what I'm sourcing and selling right now, there's the Bolo group where you can get profitable leads to look for from other sellers. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you sent in on your first shipment. I'm excited to know. Was it a dud? Did it go good? Was it a replen? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you back here for another Amazon selling video.